Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, we will be discussing what if Naruto befriended Kurama earlier. But before we get into the video, I would like to say sorry for not uploading for a while. I just have exams really getting in the way of uploads. The Demon Slayer what if is going to have to be postponed for now, as the video has completely corrupted. So thank you for 200 subs as well, and now we will get into the discussion after the intro. Welcome back. So, where you last left off, we ended the Konoha Crush arc. But there's one thing I would like to retcon before we get into the next arc, which is the seal that Orochimaru puts on Naruto. In part 1, I said that he uses the curse seal, which after reading some comments, I saw that Kurama would just remove it. So I am retconning it so that he uses the same seal as in canon, which Jiraiya removes as in canon. So let's get into the next arc, the Sasuke retrieval arc. It starts out as in canon, with the same team coming to get Sasuke. Sasuke tries to attack them, but he can't do much as he does not have the curse seal since Orochimaru was busy fighting Naruto in the Forest of Death. So he easily gets beaten by them as they try to persuade him, which does not really work since Sasuke knows somebody stronger than Orochimaru, which is of course Naruto. Sasuke still wants to kill Itachi, so he decides to stay in the village to train with Naruto. So yes, the Sasuke retrieval arc does not really happen. Of course, the Sound 4 won't go down without a fight. So Sasuke tries his best to fight them. Naruto, who is talking with Hinata at the time, hears a big boom going on in the distance. As he goes over to where the sound came from, he then enters his Kurama chakra mode, with Kurama saying to Naruto that he has to be careful because he can send some very wicked chakra over where he heard the boom. Naruto quickly jumps over there as he arrives right in front of Sasuke. Then he asks Sasuke if he's okay, and he says that he's fine, though his arm is hit. Naruto turns around and sees that the arm of Sasuke has been twisted left. As Naruto tells Sasuke to get out of there, Sasuke tries to leave, but he gets neck chopped from behind by Taiya. As Naruto quickly in one swift motion hits her back in the back, breaking her spine. The other Sound 4 look in horror, seeing her defeated at such speed. Naruto then attacks the rest of them and they group up, trying to kill Naruto as they all surround him. Naruto then releases her Sengon as the Sound 4 get pushed away due to the pressure. Naruto kills the tree who had just attacked him as he turns around to Taiya. Taiya tries to crawl away, but Naruto picks her up and takes her to Tsunade for questioning. Now when he arrives, he asks Tsunade about Zabuza and Taku, which he spared in part 1. She answered, Zabuza and Taku are currently undergoing extreme quarantine and questioning. It would take some time for them to be able to let go, especially with the current situation of power in the village. Naruto asks Tsunade if he can see the two. She says, you can as long as there is a Jonin or Anbu accompanying you. Naruto says okay as she goes to Kakashi to ask if he can come along with him, since he is of course a Jonin. Kakashi agrees with him since he was the one who saved Zabuza and Taku. Kakashi and Zabuza talk about their shared experiences with pain, while Naruto and Taku talk about how Haku's life was. Naruto becomes friends with Taku during this time, and Kakashi begins to like talking to Zabuza. Zabuza, during this time in quarantine, had been thinking about all he had done over the years, from killing his fellow classmates to hurting Sasuke that day on the Great Naruto Bridge. Naruto and Kakashi would leave the place as they go to the hospital to check on Sasuke. Sasuke is fine, though he will need some time to heal his arm. Rock Lee still survives the surgery as in canon, and a lot of other stuff stays as the same. But then Naruto realizes he was talking to Hinata before he went to Sasuke. He quickly hurries back, scaring Hinata as she was going through an impulse, as Naruto apologizes for it. Kurama laughs in Naruto's mind, as they would just hang out together for the day. Naruto would hear that Jiraiya is back in Konoha, as he then would talk to Jiraiya for more training. Jiraiya would agree so that he could become stronger to protect himself from the Akatsuki, war after the tailed beast as in canon. Naruto asks if he could bring Sasuke along with him to protect him from Itachi. Jiraiya would say sure, as they then would go on a 3-year journey to train. Now this training would be way different than the canon version of events. Why, you ask? Well, for one, Sasuke is there joining their training. Now one thing that could change is Itachi going to see Sasuke, as he's not with Orochimaru, and they can just lie to the Akatsuki about him going to see the Nine Tails, as Naruto is of course there. So I'm going to say that he does, so let's get into that. It's been 1 year and 7 months since they had started training. Training mostly consists of Naruto and Sasuke sparring, and when they are not doing that, they are developing their jutsus, particularly the Rasengan and Chidori. Jiraiya would figure out that Naruto's chakra element is wind, which he could help Naruto master. While Jiraiya and Naruto are training that on their own, Itachi visits Sasuke. Sasuke, seeing his older brother, immediately activates his fully matured Sharingan in its street Tomei form. Itachi would attack Sasuke with the intent of seeing how he was doing at this point, but he made it look like he was after his eyes for the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Now Itachi put Sasuke under a Genjutsu. Now one thing I forgot to mention in part 2 was the encounter between Itachi, Kisame, and Naruto, which is a fault on my part, but they would likely just resort to the same thing as in canon, with Naruto being able to hold his own until Jiraiya arrives. Now let's get back into the fight between Sasuke and Itachi. Itachi, as I said, put Sasuke under a Genjutsu, as he makes him experience his best friend Naruto's death by his own hands. In the Genjutsu, he looks at his own hands, which are covered in Naruto's blood. As Itachi in the Genjutsu begins to laugh, he says, "You are not able to protect anyone, not a clan, not yourself, and not your best friend." Sasuke thinks that it's true for everybody, from his mother, his father, hell, even Naruto when he encountered Itachi for the first time back in the day. As in the Genjutsu, Naruto's dead head turns around, saying, "This is all you, you're weak, Sasuke." Sasuke begins to scream no, and that he does not want it to lose anybody ever again, as he snaps out of the Genjutsu after biting his own hand, having his Mangekyo Sharingan begin to manifest. This comes to a shock as Itachi, as he says that even with those eyes, he can't even beat him. Sasuke suddenly says fire style, great fireball jutsu, as a massive fireball begins to seemingly engulf Itachi. But after the smoke detonates, there's nothing but Itachi standing there with his Susanoo. Sasuke looks shocked as he casts the great fireball jutsu technique again, and seemingly the same result happens, but a smaller part of fire remains, as Sasuke uses his Mangekyo ability to launch the fire next to Itachi, not to his surprise. And finally, Naruto and Jiraiya hear the sound going on in the distance. They immediately head over as they see Itachi and Sasuke clashing. As Itachi sees Naruto, so he says that it's good to leave. Jiraiya heads over to Sasuke to see if he is alright, which he is. Jiraiya looks at his eyes as he sees the Mangekyo Sharingan. Jiraiya asks him what happened, as Sasuke begins to talk about what happened. Naruto apologizes that he was not there when it happened. Sasuke says that it's fine. Jiraiya goes back to Konoha with Naruto and Sasuke in secret. He tells Tsunade about what happened, which he retells to Anbu. Now, why is Naruto training in the first place if Sasuke is already training with him and in Konoha? Well, it's so that he can protect Sasuke without worry of being killed. Now, if Sasuke is still training to kill Itachi as in canon, Sasuke now begins to train his newly awakened Mangekyo ability, as he almost immediately finds out that his new eyes give him a bunch of new strength, speed, and agility, and allows him to control fire, which he uses in making his new jutsus. Now, I'll get into Shippuden in the next video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this part, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See y'all in the next video. I will be opening a Discord if I reach 250 subscribers within the next 2 months. So I hope we reach that so we can have our own Discord to chill out. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!